All right, we're live. Let's see who hops in this morning. Let's see how many rude people we get today. That was, I don't know what to think of that, to be honest. Get some coffee on the go. Oh, I'm going to make my links because every time I think it's going to be a slow start, it takes right off. Hello, Annika. How are you today? There we go. Morning, Papa Reefer. Not remembering the name, but thank you for coming in. That's great. You having a busy day? Got big plans? It's a Saturday, so I'm sure it's fam stuff. Generally is, anyway. Morning, Jeff. Good day, everyone. Let's see. I don't know how a lot, topic wise, I mean, geez, this week we were all over the place, man. Especially get the right combo of people, and it's a boom. You touch on everything because that's all we ever really think about, I guess. Yeah. Wow, that sounds fun. You have fun with that. Oh, that's right. You guys all live relatively close, don't you, Jeff? Well, I'm sure we'll be around later. Mike's thing is going to start, if I remember. So it's 7 p.m. his time, which would be 3 p.m. my time, and you're 2 hours back, so 1 o'clock, I think. Yeah, you guys are like relatively close. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the one guy I know growing coral, I wouldn't exactly hang out with. Yeah. And then the other one's the LFS. Um, and everyone else is just kind of self-absorbed. you know, they truly look at this as a hobby. Their passion may vary, I guess. It's kind of the way I look at it, anyway. Well, and an hour's drive is, especially in the States, you guys don't really look at commuting like we do. People thought I was crazy because I drove an hour to go to work. Yeah. Martin Raven, the link's up on high if you want to pop in. Oh, that's right. It's 2 in the afternoon for you guys already. Yeah. We'll see how long we can get this to go today. We'll see who pops in. I'm going to tell Mike if he gets in here, nope, you go get ready for your show. As he's got lots he's giving away today. So that ought to be kind of cool. 9:14. Are you across the date line, Papa Reefer? Or are you in Asia? It's hard to tell. 9:14 a.m. or 9:14 p.m.? No problem, Raven. I'm just drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes. It's all good. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Yeah. So I woke up to a friend of mine's tank crashed on him overnight, and welcome to automated stuff again. His doser just kept dumping vinegar into his tank. So over the course of the entire evening, 4 liters of vinegar went into his 75-gallon tank. That was it for that. Yeah, that's everybody who doses fear with an automatic doser, right? Depending on what you're dosing, of course. That'd be kind of the equivalent, I guess, of dumping all the alk in your tank. Yeah. Burned everything. Scorched earth. Yeah. Yeah. And what's amazing, out of his entire tank, one goby made it. He's got him in another tank, and he's watching him like a hawk. So says he's going to redo his tank. I said, all right, which is good. That's what I want. I don't want to see him get out of the hobby. Come on. Yeah, I would not wish anything like that. Yeah, that's how I feel about it, Papa. I just manually dose things if I got to dose them, supplements and whatnot. I think I'm going to start hand dosing 2-part, but I'm going to wait until I get some more stuff in my main display, my 120. Because right now all I'd be doing is feeding Coraline I don't want. Morning, Phil. You got it. See, that's the thing, though. For me, Phil, that's you got. I am the apex, right? You know, I think that's what my T-shirt should be. Anyway. Oh, stealth.
What's happening?
Well, much, Mike. So you're going to be starting around 7. You said 7 p.m.
I was actually just about to do a live stream. I was just about to set up a live stream, and I saw you as a. See how nice I am. See how nice I am.
Oh. Yes, you are, sir. Oh, you could have come in and said, Craig, I'm going to start. All right. You know me. I'm easy going. I'm Canadian, man. We don't get worked up.
I was going to do a brew time with my new brew cup.
Oh, you got
cracking, man.
There. Oh, look. Oh, look. The usual suspects are cracking in here, folks.
Yeah. The crackheads are popping in.
The crackheads are popping in. Yeah.
Just gonna pick up my brew now. I just tried my new OBS and it's working. Yay!
Yeah. So I was saying, I don't know if you guys heard, but there's a fellow reefer. I'm not going to say his name in that. His doser went nuts last night and dumped 4 liters of vinegar into his tank.
Ooh.
So scorched earth, that's for sure. Unfortunately for him. And I don't know, he was thinking he thought it all went wrong as well because he doesn't have a sump, his hang on the back. And I'm like, no. I said, even if you had another 75-gallon tank underneath, I think you still would have lost everything.
Have you ever seen fish food being made?
Have I ever seen it being made? No. I can't say if I have or not.
I'll give you a sneaky peek. You see that?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Your new skimmer, Michael.
My new skimmer.
Yeah. There you go.
That is flake food.
Yeah, that is definitely flake.
Oh, that flake.
And that's pellet, of course.
Yeah. crazy, that, isn't it?
Yeah, looks like
Yeah.
spaghetti.
Just comes out like spaghetti, and the flake just comes off in big sheets.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Just
Unreal.
Just crazy.
It's awesome though to see how stuff like that's done. Like we're always so interested in the tank. I've seen tons of videos of tanks being made, right? But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen food. I've seen the Hakari videos.
Yeah, I'm making a video for a company. Obviously, clearly, they're a food manufacturer. I'm just,
Ta-da.
Morning, Danny. No.
I'm just making a promo video for him.
That's cool. I like food
This is
videos,
the-
how
this
it's
is the
made
reason-
and things like that.
Yeah,
This
this
is-
is the reason why I don't make my own YouTube videos.
Yeah, some of the production values now are nuts, though. Like you just watch them and you're just like, how'd he do that? Or how'd they do that? Or how'd she do that? Yeah.
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 I tried watching that one Nixon too, Poppy.
Oh, Poppy. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
nutter.
No, she's a nutter.
Absolutely nutter.
Do they have the same standards as human food? Some do. I know Hakari is insane. But they're Japanese, so
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
I had to wear all sorts of flipping gear and stuff while I was there. So
yeah. So they're
I don't
keeping
know.
it,
I don't know what the human food standards are, but I assume so because I look like a flip. Even though I've got no bloody hair, I had to wear a hairnet.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Hey. Yeah.
Afternoon all.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Is that Raven?
That's
Yep.
River.
Yeah.
Happening, son?
Yeah, not much. Just drinking my coffee.
Yeah. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but I haven't met anybody yet that's an alcoholic, so, or at
Oh,
least
I'll
that's
tell you
not
what.
showing it. Yeah.
I tell you something. Flipping the new thing on Adobe Premiere Pro. Oh my god, has it made my life so much easier?
Oh yeah.
A while ago, I was showing people about me doing color correction. Oh crap!
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, about me doing color correction, and I had to like manually go through the colors, adjust the colors, and sort of like go through the histogram and the lumetri scopes, to match the colors. I'll get them as close as I can. There's the new feature where literally all you got to do is take your clip and take the clip and take another clip, so you can get everything uniform. Take the other clip, click a button, boom. Oh my god! I used to spend probably an hour of my video editing just color correcting. Now all I have to do is press a button. It's like, yes.
Much easier.
Yeah, a lot easier if it automates it for you. Especially, well, as long as it all goes right.
But it's very, very close. Very, very
It's
close.
really close, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So. Oh, I gotta get my computer back.
Yeah.
My good one, right? This one's okay, but I gotta get my good one back. I can crunch things so much better.
You miss it when it's gone.
So I don't think I've had a laptop for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
What? I'm allowed to swear on this channel, aren't I?
Oh, you're allowed to.
Yeah. All right then.
You're allowed to what? Sorry?
You
Not to be a
can.
melon.
No, just saying I'm allowed to swear on this channel, aren't I?
Yeah, I don't think we got a lot of kids here, and if I ever found out we did, well, then I'd apologize profusely and take care of it. But I'd want to know who the kid was too, right? So we could actually say, "Oh, here we go," right? So
What did I just miss? Everything just went off.
no, you're good.
It just all broke up then? Did Annika see what I sent her? Did she see?
Don't know, Annika. Did you see what Mike sent you?
Just in case she didn't, she can have it again. Here you go, Annika. This is for you.
Oh, there you go.
She always on your hair, Michael.
I know.
Yeah.
You need to buff it up and really shine it.
Yeah.
It makes you happy.
You know, the only way that would be better is if Mike came on. You have one of those little hand buffers, and he was just rubbing it over his head.
Yeah.
Just ready to go
My
out.
wife was buffing his head.
And a hand, you know, and a little bottle of turtle wax.
an angle grinder,
grinder.
with a buffing tool in it.
Yeah, with a buffing wheel on it, and turtle wax sitting there.
That's the new stock, Michael, for Saturday's live stream. Your wife is buffing your head.
Oh,
Yeah.
funny.
Why not?
The live stream will start
Why?
shortly. I'm just gonna clean myself up.
No. Hey, what's up, Nick?
Mhm.
Have you just woken up, Craig?
Oh yeah, I'm really not all there. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because it's 4:30 now, so I assume you just woken up.
Yeah, I seem to be. It seems to be this kind time of day that I wake up. You know, I generally, haha, I gave you a compliment. She says.
Mhm.
You sure it's not backhanded now? There's nothing wrong with that.
She got
My
a
God.
motive.
I think you find my flowing locks are lovely today. Hold on.
Hold on.
let me just flick it out of my eyes.
Yeah, let me get it
I
out
would
there.
actually prefer Michael's head before mine because I hate my hair. It's in the way and is always a bother.
I would not care if I went bald, but I wish my head was shaped better.
Yeah, that's the problem. You have a weird shaped head and you have bald. That's just looks strange.
They're the ones that always strike you. That you see the fella that's unfortunately gone. And it's not. I say unfortunately not as in it's a bad thing. It really depends, right? But if you've gone bald and your head's misshapen, you just look like a bad guy from a Bond movie now.
Yeah.
You
I would,
know,
look,
so-
I would look like a creature from It or something.
Yeah, I just wouldn't look right. But Paul or Mike looks fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mike's got that
Got a clean head, you know.
What do you want, Kat?
He
What do you
wants
think
to
you
eat
say?
Food.
Oh, she sees your tank on the
Yeah.
screen, and she just jumps at my screen.
Yeah, jump in.
What are you doing? Yeah, that cat, fuck's given 0. I'm going to get up here. I'm going to rub on you. You're going to pay attention to me, or I'm going to make you pay attention to me, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Don't step on the keyboard, and we're good.
The kids are worse than the wives.
I don't know. My cats are worse than anything, man. What a bunch of attention hogs.
That's why I don't have cats
Mhm.
or dogs.
And it's fine.
Then,
Oh,
then I'm allergic to everything as well, so I can't have it.
I love how we're all screwed up in our own way. Right?
I'm
Go
even
ahead,
allergic
Brandon.
to my kids. I
I was
tell
going
them
to say, is
that-
that hence the fish you've got?
Yeah, hence the fish.
You're not,
Yeah.
yeah, not allergic.
every time I sneeze and kids are near, I said, "Man, now I'm allergic to you too."
So I got an I don't know if it's that interesting. I got a new subscriber, and it was somebody that I had responded to yesterday about that idiot in Oxfordshire.
What?
The one that scrubbed the pallies off his rock
Yeah.
and
Oh.
poisoned himself there in Oxfordshire. Poisoned his whole family and 4 firefighters, I might
I
add.
thought it was pulsing Xenia.
It was nope. It was a rock full of zoas,
Oh, so
and we
Xenia's
know
one
it
poison,
wasn't
zoas.
zoas. It was
Yeah.
it was. Well, he said he thought it only had pulsing xenia on it, but it also may have had pallies. And it's like the minute that you even think it's got pallies on it, you know what you do
Yeah.
with that rock, folks. You even putting
Throw
it
it out and burn it.
outside, burn it.
Yeah.
Right? And somebody said, "What do you mean
Flamethrower.
burn it?" Yeah, you need to burn it. Right? I've literally not found any article other than a guy saying he set it on fire and wore a gas mask and walked away.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
and it's like, well, what else do? You gotta, I don't know. I don't think there's a right or, I don't know. Anybody got a thought on how would you get rid of a rock full of pally safely?
You can actually just put it out and let it dry out, and it will die on its own.
Yeah.
It's still full of poison. It's still there.
Yeah, but when you dry it out, then you can rinse it out and blow it, wash it off and
Mm.
things like that.
Yeah. I was
You
going to
can
say,
even
was
boil
that
it
just
outside.
wasn't that
Take
just
it outside.
recently?
That's recently for you guys. Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't find it, but
Yeah.
anyway, and
Yeah.
I said my opinion on it is one, he's an idiot. I said,
Yeah.
because he knew. He said he had read the thing in Alaska. That's why he didn't boil the rock.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter. You made it airborne the minute you started scrubbing it. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as you
whatever.
touch it, you're screwed.
yeah, the minute you
Yeah.
go at it, you've made it airborne in some way, shape, or form. Yeah.
That's
And
why
he-
I wear a mask when I split my psoas and go outside.
Yeah. And it's like, we know it's pallies for the most part, but identifying that stuff sometimes, we all know some pallies look
Exactly.
like psoas.
Mm.
So, it just makes it rough on that's why Paul's so bent on it, because it makes you guys look like you need a license to have these things, when no, that's not the case. It's
Yeah.
just, you can't get around that. It's like all the idiots that want pit bulls.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's not everybody who wants a pit bull is using that as a phallic symbol, but the majority I've met have.
Yeah.
Same with Rottweiler, same with Dobermans, any big dog. The minute you get it, you see the guy's wearing a hoodie and his hat's backwards, he's got gold chains on, thinks he's a thug. Really? Even if your intentions were different, this is what it looks like. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say the thing that it comes back down to is research.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to know.
What- Whatever you
I know.
put in your tank, you need to know what you're putting in your tank. If you're putting a fish in there and it's got spines and it's got venom in it, you need to know that putting your hands in there is going to be a risk. It's the same with pallies and
automatic.
zoas and all that lot.
Yeah.
Research.
It's the same thing with the leathers. You got to understand that when they're shedding, that shed can be toxic.
Yeah.
You got to work accordingly with your tank.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that's. But I just thought it was interesting. He signed up for me, and I'm like, wow, that's only one factoid I happen to know, or one opinion I had on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like these green things I have next to my brain core. I don't know what the kind of psoas those are. I think they look really strange and weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh fudge. Guess what? Good
What?
news.
Good
Tank's
news.
Okay.
Who's okay?
Tank's all right. Yeah,
The tank's all right.
Yeah, it's other than the ones that I took out, all fine.
That's good to hear. Actually, I like hearing that. That's good news.
Yeah.
The ones that are in the sump seem to some of them seem to be still doing okay as well. So
That's good.
Even better.
It's
Even
up.
better,
Stay
sir. Yeah.
You hold the process.
yeah, that's it. So to be honest, I've just noticed that I'm thinking, am I bubble scrubbing? And then I've looked at it and I'm like, I'm not bubble scrubbing. You know what? I've not topped up my tank.
There
So
we go.
after all that, and I've got no arrow.
There you go. And you got no RO.
Yeah.
I think we should just. And Aaron's aquarium is done. Lazy reefer should be what you call it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, to be honest, it's not lazy. It's just busy reefer.
No, that's just Mike. I wouldn't even argue with that. We watch you be busy all day.
Yeah.
You watch me sit in
I'm
this
busy,
truck
I'm
all
busy
day.
now. I'm busy now. Flipping busy now. Right. Be back in a second. We'll get some
Yep.
arrow.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You say my one's still cloudy. My tank. So,
From what?
Oh, from the salt when you
from
put it in the power
the
head?
salt. Yeah.
Really?
It's in
Let's
there,
have a look.
Yeah, I'm just getting it up if I.
Oh, look! It's Paul's favorite tank. It's a Red Sea.
See.
That's why it's cloudy.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Does it have power heads in it?
Yeah, there's a power head. And I've been taking it up and swinging it around the place,
Yeah.
but it's still
Don't
not
got too
dissolving.
much salt in there?
What's the tank temp?
The tank is on about 25.
No, but have you confirmed that it's 25?
No, I'll be honest with you. I haven't got a proper temperature on there at the moment. I'm going to put one on there. So, but the heater's set at 25. Even down there, it's all. So I've been putting my hands in there, washing it around a lot. You can
You don't
see
got
it's
too
all.
much salt in there.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's weird fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like you're way too much salt in there, so it can't dissolve.
Yeah,
Or
Have you
it's not
tested it?
warm enough.
I tested it. Yeah,
And what's
What's
the
the salt
quantity?
2.5, I think.
Yeah, then it's already finished. You have too much salt in there
Yeah.
now.
You might have to
Yeah.
siphon some
Empty
of
out
that
some
out.
water, put in some new one.
Yeah,
You got
Yeah.
way too much salt.
That'd be my only guess as to why
Yeah.
it's still showing cloud.
yeah,
I did the same mistake on mine
yeah.
when I didn't measure.
Yeah, I was going to say I worked it out on how much I needed to put in there, and I actually put in just slightly under.
Yep.
But I don't
Sort
always.
of thing.
correct.
So yeah, and the thing is, I normally use Aqua Forest, but this time I used Red Sea because, like I said, I've got a big bucket of it.
Yeah.
So I calculated what it said on there.
Yeah, you can't go by their measurements.
Well, you can't necessarily go that way. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And if Red Sea isn't dissolved in 30
Keep going,
minutes,
guys.
there's something wrong.
Yeah,
I use Red Sea every day, and it takes 30 minutes. Then it's dissolved and clear.
yeah,
So you got way too much in there.
yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of, like you said, siphoning some out and then just topping it back up.
Yeah,
So
it's always better to use much less salt and empty it
Yeah.
out. And
yeah,
now you have to do it the hard way.
yep, yep. So
You
much
live
for
and you
doing it the
learn.
easy way. Yep. I was going to say so much doing it for the easy way. I mean, the other one, I just chucked all the salt in.
There aren't any easy
No
ways.
no
to go
problem.
In
No,
tanks.
there isn't.
You do it right way, or you have to do it over.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know about Red Sea, I use it all the time, so I always use Red Sea. Never use anything else.
Yeah. So I used to use Red Sea, but I then went on to Aqua Forest, and I quite liked it.
I
The
use
tank
about
over there that does all right on it. So
when I measure up a full bucket of Red Sea, it's about
Yeah.
25 liters or something. I use about 4 deciliters of salt, and it's just about 0.125, 26.
yeah,
You don't have to use much of its salt to get up the salinity.
yeah,
It's really concentrated.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
just
well,
empty out some
I'll-
water and put some new in.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm not in a hurry.
No,
I go away on holiday soon, so I'm not going to do anything until really when I'm back. So yeah, so I've got enough time to change out some of the water and put more in. So
yeah, I'd rather do that sooner than later. Don't want
Yeah, I
salt
will-
creek, and
yeah, I will do. I will
then you
do.
can let it leave it alone.
Yeah,
Do a thing.
yeah. Because hopefully, sort of like by the time I go away on holiday, I'll stick the sand in there, and then by the time I get back, that'll be all settled.
Yeah, that's a good
So,
thing.
Yeah,
There's nothing worse than watching the tank just be nice and clear and put it in the sand and just poof, it's all white.
yeah. I mean, at the moment, it's like you say, so like it's exactly what it is at the moment. It's just all misty.
I'm going for that sand or live sand.
I've got some Carib Sea pink to go in.
Live.
So yeah,
Cool.
got a nice bargain on that.
We can't get a
Three-
bargain on that here. Costs a fortune in Sweden.
Well, I got three 20-pound bags for £60.
Just need to get
So
out the
20
calculator.
£20 a bag, and that was with free shipping.
Oh my god, that's good price.
But yeah, extremely.
We pay around 34 pounds per bag without shipping.
Yeah,
I heard about the guy in the States. He got the Red Sea live sand. I think it's paid
Yeah.
about 10 or 20 bucks for it.
yeah. Well, in the Nano, I've got Red Sea sand.
Yeah,
That's what I've got in there. At the moment,
I use
Red
Coral
Sea.
Cross in mine. Big pellets.
All right. The thing that I find with the Red Sea one was I got the finer sand, so it just kicks up all over the time.
Exactly.
over
That. I
place
used
and-
fine sand before. Black,
Yeah.
super fine red sand.
Yeah,
And the fish was just kicking it up all over the rocks, and powerheads were kicking it up all over the place. So
yeah,
I have to take out
Yeah.
all the sand and put in new sand.
yeah.
And the fish like it
So-
more actually when it's coarse sand,
Yes.
especially the pistol shrimp and the goby. It's easier then
Yeah.
to build the homes.
Yeah. But,
So he likes it a lot.
Yeah, my Rash likes the sand though. He goes in there sort of. He probably is a bit too fine for him, but
Yeah, Raz likes
he
to hide.
definitely. Yeah. When he kicks it up, it's just all over the place. It's like a nightmare.
Yeah, no.
And then you look at the rocks, and the rocks is just covered in white sand.
Yeah.
So
That was the problem I got with my rocks, because I had black sand and I have Miracle Mud in the sand as well.
Yeah.
To get some nutrients in the tank. And when they kicked up the
Yeah.
sand to the rocks, the Miracle Mud stayed on the rocks and made like a big black sludge on the rocks. So I have to take up all the rocks and scrub them in the saltwater bath.
Yeah.
Man, it took about 3 25-liter buckets to get them clean.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was thinking of if I do go with, I might put some Miracle Mud in mine. So like
Yeah,
at
I
the
got
bottom,
it.
in a little tray. In a little tray.
Yeah, I took all my
So-
fine sand out of the tank and put in the refugium now,
Yeah.
so I don't have to do a recycle on the tank.
Yeah. Because what I'm thinking of putting in the tank, in the bottom for the sump is some Brightwell bio block.
Yeah,
So like one of them, and maybe a bit of Miracle Mud somewhere in there, if I can get it in.
I was thinking of getting those
So-
new bio balls from Marine Depot that Michael has. He showed on his stream a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, which ones are them ones?
I don't know what it's called. Can ask Michael when he gets back in.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting it, but I can only get them in the UK. They don't deliver them in Sweden.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was thinking about getting a box of those and had them put them in my reactor. Take out the carbon, put those in the reactor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I was going to say Michael's just come back, but nope, he's walked off again.
Yeah, he's just wandering around like a peasant,
Yeah.
cleaning up his tank now
Yeah.
when it's work. It's good.
Yeah.
It is. He's survived, man. He's got a lot of money in those colas. It'd be
Yeah.
a shame if everything died. 2,000 pounds in colas and the street, man. I would be
Yeah.
devastated. I would destroy the tank.
Yeah.
I would have thrown out every cola I
Yeah.
had and just have fish tank.
Yeah.
That's what I did when I had my big tank crash on my 300 gallon.
Uh-huh. I mean, lucky enough, I haven't had a tank crash, so lucky enough. I've been quite lucky with the Nano.
Fish and everything. And we got down in the morning. I think it was white, and the tank was half empty.
Mm.
So I just sold everything and waited a year, started back up again.
Yeah. See, I mean, my Nano tank's been going for about just under 3 years, and the last time I had a tank was probably about 20 years back.
Yeah.
So it must have been about 20 years back.
Yeah.
When I had a saltwater tank. So that's how long I've been out of it.
And that's a long time.
That is a
Huge
long
difference
time.
from 20 years and now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
the difference is
I'm-
humongous.
I mean, what I done was at the time you had like the Rio dual out, the big 120, I think it was. I don't know if you know that, mate, but Rios, and I basically sort of like cut a piece out the back on there, put a proton skimmer at the back, which was it was a Cyclone or something it was called.
Oh, yeah. One of the Instant Ocean Cyclones.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
and,
I know which one.
a hang
that
on
is.
one. Stuck one of them on the back, and you had to sit there and fiddle around getting because he's got a motor and his pump on. So you have a little Venturi on the top. You have to twizzle around and get it right. And
Do you know what was fairly bad about them too? Is the size of the bubbles were huge.
huge. Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you
And
know,
you want
and-
fine bubbles.
right, you want
Yeah.
fine, and we know that now, but they didn't when they put that out.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah.
find funny is Instant Ocean still has not gotten rid of this or redesigned it. They still sell it,
Still it. Yeah.
right? And it's not cheap either.
Yeah.
It's it's not super expensive, but that's a
Yeah.
rather expensive unit.
Yeah.
I took it right back, right? And they're like, oh, I said this doesn't work for nothing. I said blah blah blah, and I went and got a Reef Octopus PH 1000,
Yep.
and that's what I went. You got your Mike was staring at the screen.
What's that, pal?
You get your water started?
Yeah, well, it's done, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just
Done?
put everything back on.
Done.
Now the tank looks good again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, what's the name of the new Bioballs Marine come up with?
The new what? You mean the new Bioballs who came up with, I guess?
You showed on your live stream, what about a couple of weeks ago, Michael?
The max spec ones.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh, the Nano bio balls. Yes.
I said I'd try and get hold of some for you, didn't I? Forgot all about that.
That's what I've been looking at. Yeah.
I was thinking
That's
of
what I was
again.
looking at.
Having
Are
up to
they
my
like
reactor.
are they like a Marine Pure bio ball but small or something?
Yeah, they got a hole in the
Yeah.
middle. Really
Got a
cool.
hole. You get
Ooh.
22
Show up
balls.
Marcus now. We're gonna show it to you.
Is the smallest pack. It's 22 balls,
That
I've
one.
got,
and
I've got
it's
you on
yeah,
present.
Yeah, those.
yeah.
It's really cool.
They look quite interesting. They're quite cheap as well, actually.
I
Yeah,
don't
if
know much-
it's the cost-effective stuff, man. If you keep it cheap,
Yeah,
reefers
That's-
will
that's-
flock to it. They really will.
yeah.
This is
I
a
think
1 kilo box, and it's got a surface area of 54 square meters.
Mm.
Okay, hold on. I got-
One sphere has got a surface area of 54 square meters.
Yeah. You get was it 1 kilo is 22 balls in it?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I think they do it in 22 and 2 kilo 44. You're just going to sit there and count them all now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, that's a big claim. So they're saying that one ball is 580 square feet.
Yeah,
The surface
it looks
area.
amazing. They've also bought out a what is it? It's a 4x4 by 1 block as
Slate.
well, but it's a pack of 2. And I think one of them retails in the UK is 16 quid.
Oh,
Is it
that's
16
good
quid or
price.
is it 16 quid? No, what is it?
Okay, so
They
a
said-
box,
they-
a 1.5 liter box of Marine Pure, the balls,
Yeah,
which is give or take 25, 30 balls, something in that area. That will cost you in Canada about $40.
yeah,
yeah. And we can't even get them in Sweden, so I have to buy them when I come to England next month.
yeah.
You know,
Sorry, 29 pound for that. They sent me an email.
29 pounds for that, which would
Yeah,
be
recommended retail.
So it's still up there with Marine Pure. Then it would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So it's a
if
4
it's-
inch, 4 inch
Right.
by 4 inch by 1.
Right. What size are the balls, Mike? If you can hold one up for a sec. What size are your balls,
You don't
Mike?
show your balls and scream.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Rub your balls, rub your balls, or else you'll get cancer.
Look up this weekend.
Yeah, so that's about the size of a Marine Pure.
Yeah, that's a good
So
size.
the difference is how it's comprised. This is the difference.
They're little-
This is-
Yeah. That whole.
Little big.
middle.
Yeah.
So they're going.
Oh my God, this is all just going to go wrong just because what the shape of something we're talking about is. With the hole in it,
Yeah.
will allow for more flow through it. Is I think the
Yeah,
theory.
exactly.
Nope.
And it won't clog up.
Nope.
Or then what's the theory behind the hole?
Nothing to do with the hole.
It's made out of beads.
See if the camera will focus.
Go back a little bit. There you go. There you go.
Well, yeah, like Raven said, it's made out of little tiny beads. Like really, it's comprised of just individual balls, and basically what it means is it doesn't work on a pore structure basis. So it doesn't work on holes, so pits. Like if you imagine your skin's got pores, but excess oils or dirt or anything will clog those pores and fill them.
Right.
It's the same with traditional media. It works on a whole basis where bacteria goes in, it does the nitrifying process for you, then it dies. Now, what happens is as the water's passing through the media or passing past the media, it will go in the hole, lift out the bacteria, and wash it away. But sometimes that doesn't happen.
Nope.
So the bacteria stays. Then another bacteria basically moves in on top of the corpse of the previous one, and so on and so forth until that hole becomes full of just dead bodies. And then it's useless. So that's why companies tell you to replace it after a certain period of time, because after time it's become blocked up and less porous. Whereas this works on a basis of channels, not pores. So the bacteria will cling onto the outside edges of each of the individual balls, but it's like an ant farm where it's just individual lines of channels. So technically, apart from detritus and stuff like that, we're not talking about waste. We're talking about bacteria.
Yeah.
It will never clog, because when the bacteria becomes weak or it dies, it will just be washed off the outer edge of the ball and flushed out of the media, and then the new bacteria will grow and replace it, and so on. So it will never be full in that essence. Obviously, you've got to keep it clean. You've got to keep it in a clean area and stuff, but based on the bacteria side of things, it will never expire. You can run it forever. So what you pay is what you pay. You don't buy anymore. You don't buy anymore a year later. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's a good thing about it.
that would be the good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the same as biohome media as well. It works on the same principle as biohome media, which I have in my sump. It works on the on that type of principle. And this media and biohome are the only two medias that I recommend.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 40, 44.
44. So you got the
44.
the 2 kilo box then.
It says a kilo on the box.
A kilo. Oh, is it?
The weight is low, so
Yeah.
get more often.
I've got 44. It might be just because
44.
I've got this thing, but there's 44 in this bag.
Yeah.
Is that going to be one of your giveaways?
No.
No.
Oh, it comes with a little bag. I didn't notice that. Comes with a little media bag.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Those are always handy.
No, it's just something that I got sent or given to look at.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
love
it does look pretty good.
It'll just go in the secret cupboard with the rest.
secret cupboard, the Narnia closet.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of I'm interested in that because I want to replace the media in my 120.
Well, 1 kilo treats up to 2,850 liters or 750 gallons.
Yeah.
So
That's
that will
perfect.
do. That will do basically everybody's tank that's in the stream.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty
I was
much.
gonna say, that should be the link in the what's it?
Is it in the chat?
Yeah, I just tried it, but it just said it removed it.
No, put it in the chat here in the group chat,
Yeah, I'll put it in that one.
and I'll pop it over for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get one of those when I get to England.
Yeah.
Give us a
Can't
second.
buy
I'll just
crap
find it
here.
again.
And it just comes down to, I know I do minimal rockscaping. So if you're going to do minimal and you don't want that wall of rock, those are the, it's why Mike did the biohome, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
that's
I'm minimal
why-
as well. I hate big rock sculptures.
If I can. I mean, if it turned out my whole problem was this, of course I'd put it in there no matter what and find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
Um,
But some tanks looks good with lots of rocks, but
most of them don't look good.
because most of them they're just thrown in the rocks in like a big pile. It looks like crap. No thought of anything behind it.
Well, every reefer is lazy about something. And it's usually, that's the one I bump into, is this just this pile of rock in their tank.
Yeah.
They haven't thought about what their fish need to swim around or any of that. They just want to get it up and running and throw a shit ton of corals at it. And yeah,
Just like my little pile I have on this tank, man. It took me about 4 or 5 hours just to pull it up.
yeah. My wife spent I want to say about 6-7 hours on that little rockscape in the 20, just putting it together, and then I break it.
Me too. I broke it as well because I was going to pick up the rocks and glue the corals to it, and I didn't remember how to put it down.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to rescape, Annika. I was hearing about you talking about it yesterday, and I was thinking if you're going to tear it down, you need to, more than likely, unless you're just going to sit your rockscape back on the sand, you might as well just tear it down and almost kickstart the system again, because it could lead to bigger and badder problems.
Yeah.
That's just, in my opinion, I've never seen that go well. Most people tear it down and then end up with, I'm living proof. My 120 went nuts just off that.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just coming back into kind of having a rein on it now. And I think now it's it's what Nick was saying, and Paul and Mike and all that, is that I'm sitting there going, I bet you it's a bacteria thing, and I just don't have enough to kind of recompete, and that's why that all these little things are happening. So it's like, okay, I know
It's
what
all
to do.
piling up.
Yeah, it's just like all of a sudden, okay, so the bubbling has stabled out, and I can't wait to talk to Cruz about 8.1, both my
That's good.
tanks, right? And I'm like, okay, so my pH is 8.1. I do have to test today. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, right. I forgot about that. And I'm curious to see where the 20 is, especially because that's been, it's gone through the ringer as far as the algae and that, and then me going through, making sure I wasn't overfeeding, making sure I wasn't doing all that stuff, getting the lighting period correct, and then mowing that algae off the rocks just so I didn't have to look at it anymore. And nothing's coming back. I've got the normal new tank stuff going on now, so I got a bit of cyano, I got a bit of this, a bit of that, and the bubbling seems to be taking care of that, which is okay. I'll live with that. If bubbling means I don't have to deal with cyano, I'm all good with that.
Yeah. Bubbling lives cyano, so
yeah,
it's great.
I was going to say that link's in the Hangout chat.
That's probably why I don't have any cyano, because I've been bubbling since I saw Michael's first video.
Wow, I don't see it in the Hangout chat, buddy.
No.
No, I got it on my phone, the link, but I didn't get it in the Hangout.
Tell you what, Raven, type something in, and I'll give you a wrench, and then you can put it in the regular chat for everybody.
Wrench. You got the power, Raven.
Yeah. Lift it up like He-Man. I have the power.
If you mute, I will hunt you down.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you can add in the chat on YouTube.
YouTube.
So if you were watching what Mike was saying, guys, and showing, this is for the Max Spec biomedia that they're now putting out.
Yeah. And Mike was correct. It is 44 balls for the 1 kilo, and it's 20. 44 balls for the 1 kilo and 88 for the 2 kilo. So that's a lot of balls. That
is a lot, man. So one box of 88 would do both my tanks easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
In fact, 2 kilo box.
Is there such thing as too much filtration? No.
Not when it comes to biological.
No, you can go nuts.
You only ever have enough for what you need. Never anymore. No.
So I'm now going to put a 500 gallon per hour pump into my sump on the 20. It's just not moving enough for me in there. It's not that I'm trying to get more flow. I just want to get more flow in and around what's in the media. I got a little bit more cyano down there than I do up top. And now it's like, well, I know exactly why I want to do it. So I want to get the bubbling going in there too. And I'm like, that's a little more involved, but I can do it. Yeah, because I've only got 2 chambers. I built a cage for my biomedia and Chaeto. So I don't have glass panes separating up from one section to the return. I just have glass panes for separating the return. Bubble trap. So I'm like, that's not too hard there. Would be on my big tank. It'd be immensely hard on my big tank, but I could do it. But yeah, biomedia. That'll always get everybody talking. Always.
Yeah, it's like I said. I've been thinking of putting that, or like I said, the Brightwell Bio Brick. So
the Brightwell brick works on the principle of a pore structure, though, and it's
same
as
a bit
killer. It's a bit it's a bit crumbly as well.
Yeah, and it's a lot more expensive.
Yeah, personally, if I was you, I'd either go for Biohome Media or this
stuff. Yeah, if I was going to switch from Marine Pure, because Marine Pure's got the same problems, a bit crumbly, right? So same as the Brightwell, right? You got to be very gentle with it. You got to watch out when you're taking it out too, because it just falls apart.
Yeah. I was going to say, when you actually took them balls out, Mike, were they dusty or anything like that, or?
No.
No. He's going to get. There's no real dust in there, is there?
Nothing now.
Look at that, guys.
Yeah.
Just like Mike.
There's a little collection. There you go. There's a little bit of
Yeah.
Tiny little bit of
That's it.
collection. That's it, though. There's nothing there.
But compared to the Marine Pure, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
And look,
Yeah.
Rattling.
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
Yeah. 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 I think I might just chuck them in.
Get these ones. You don't need many. Like, obviously, these
No.
40 odd balls,
Yeah.
really, really small,
Do my
small
tank.
footprint. Will perfect in your
They'll do
tank.
Yeah. Just stick them back in where the return bit is and sorted.
Yeah, that's it.
So is Max Spec being sold in Canada yet? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
I can't get it in Sweden. I have to get it in England.
Oh, my computer's running slow. Ah, there we go.
Nope, not a one in Canada selling it yet. Nope, not a one. So there you go. So it's going to definitely be an order you do online.
Mm.
Oh, Blinky Fish doing a big 5 foot 2x2. Nice.
Mm.
What's that? A 180? 5 foot by 2x2?
Yeah.
Yeah, roughly 180, 175, something around there.
Yeah.
Nice. Easy enough to figure it out. I'm so lazy, man. I could
Yeah.
just bring up an aquarium calculator and figure that out. But you know, I'm like, it's going to be a nice big tank. That's all we need to know. Oh. No, I don't know. So you're switching to Sundays, right, Mike? That's your plan, anyway.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Yeah.
No fish store in central London. Man.
Oh, not enough coffee to make this day better yet. Come on.
You need it in a drip in the morning.
I would swear to God, I just want to sound like Barney there when he won the in The Simpsons, when he won the film festival. Remember? And it's like, you won a life supply. I'm going to be a new Barnyard Gumble. And and it turns out they won a lifetime supply of Duff beer. Just hook it to my veins. Yeah.
Just hook it up and you'll be free for life.
New equipment. Yeah. The planning stage is everything, Blinky, and make a checklist.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's important. Don't forget anything.
Yep.
Yeah. I got a friend of mine asking me about if because of the crack that developed just inside the glass on my return on my 20, if I'm going to replace it. And I went, oh yeah, I'm not going to leave that forever. It's just too risky. Not that there's that much pressure inside of a 20-gallon tank, but you know what I mean? It's just that it nags at me. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't actually feel the crack. We know the crack. I know where it is. And it's internal between the pane glass. It's inside of it. I do believe they call that a fracture. That's a proper fracture in the glass, and it's only at the very top, like less than an inch of glass. Okay, I just sealed it up really well, and just to make sure. And when I put the bulkhead on, I made sure there was no excess pressure anywhere, so there was no silicone it was pulling onto, like making it off kilter. But so I'm going to re-drill a new 20 and put it on. It's only going to cost me $50 in some time. So good return pump. Well, if you got the money, the Red Dragon 3 is a hell of a pump. It costs you a fortune.
That's woody money.
That's woody money. That's posh.
Yeah.
But,
Would have a Red Dragon pump at home?
On a tank that size, I bet you could get away with somewhere between on the Jabo side, a DCP 4,000 and up. I wouldn't probably go past a 10,000 just on the flow. What kind of? It also depends on what you're doing for an overflow, Blinky. It really does. Like, are you doing a single ghost 3 drain? Are you doing a 2 drain? Are you doing two drains?
Oh yeah, good lad. I was just going to say she's English, so don't start saying Herbie.
Yeah, I just thought about it. No, I'll say it in drain.
Herbie overflow.
Yeah, Tony, I do. I think I do anyway. I think I still got one. I do.
Do you still
There you
call
go.
it? Do you call it the same in England, Michael? When you have the overflow on the back, on the outside, and a ghost overflow.
I just call it a rear, like an external weir.
An
Okay,
external weir,
we call it the ghost overflow.
ghost overflow. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just where you are in this, guys. It's marketing. Remember, that's what it's called, marketing. Right?
Yeah.
There's-
It's the
That's
same
all
thing
it
with different
is.
names and everything.
Same thing, different name, right?
It's like the reactors. Same thing.
Oh
same
no,
plastic
Blinky.
tube.
I don't think anybody here will say that a Jabo is unreliable.
No, it's good.
They're all the same. They really are. As far as the level of, mine's. Actually, I'm in love with my DCP 3000 because I've actually reached a point I can actually pump up its flow because the overflow is broken in. So I'm getting that. Email you one, Jeeves. I will. Jesus, I got to talk to Cruz more so I actually absorb more of the terms. But I think it's the laminar flow through the pipe, is what it is. So it's kind of broken in. It's getting a slime on it, is what it is.
Yeah.
So now it's actually more effective, less turbulent. That's it.
Yeah.
So it kind of was like, oh, okay, there we go. We're at this point. Good. So now it's like, okay. So I pumped it up. I was at 68% of its power. Now I'm going to be pumping it up probably to 72. And that will bring me just to the edge of the second drain, the emergency drain. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting that. I want as much flow in that 20 as possible without knocking everything over. You know what I mean?
Mm. Oh, yes.
Yeah, so.
Hello.
Hello, Tony.
Slow
Hello.
and
Hi.
steady,
I
so-
know Annika stealthed their way in too. I thought she was going somewhere, but apparently she's told the robotics folks to go to hell. She
She's
loves
waiting for a
reflex.
smart comment.
Yeah.
Later this afternoon, it's 9 a.m. We don't start that for like 4 more hours, but
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm in the process of like preparing a bunch of stuff to take with me. So I'm just kind of listening in. And I did want to ask, so we were talking about the scaping earlier. I'm going to go ahead and get the rocks. I don't think I'm going to start messing with it now for the exact same reason you were saying is I'm so happy with the chemistry and everything. Everything's perfect except my scape. I hate my scape.
Yeah.
It's ugly. It's the only thing I don't like. So like I said, I haven't glued down a bunch of corals, but I will want to move them before everything starts encrusting.
Well, you got
Is it-
time. Most of that's not going to take off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, is it dry rock or are you using live rock or what are you using?
So right now I have a mix of everything because it's like random. That's why I don't like it. It's like I've got.
No.
They're all pretty rocks, but I want it to all match better. The next thing I'm getting is it's a Haitian rock. It's natural from the ocean. I'm going to seed it. I'm going to mix it with. I'm going to keep live rock in the tank. I'm not just going to swap everything out at once.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say is if it was like dead rock and it was all dry or whatever, you could just lay it out on like a template of your tank, and then design your scape that way, and you'll get a better idea of what it's going to look like.
That's actually what I'm going to do. The only issue is one of the rocks I'm going to keep is a big, beautiful Haitian rock that forms like a cave and then has shelves sticking off of it. It's naturally that way.
Yeah.
So it's the one that's the centerpiece in my tank.
So
I
let's
don't wanna
get
get
Actually has a video on it, doesn't he?
You what?
Michael actually has a video
Okay.
on how he constructed his rock work.
Okay.
He does. And the other
Haitian?
thing is, no, most of us use Marco or Pucani. A majority of us. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just because that's what's readily available.
Yeah, and one of the things that I do like about the Haitian, like I said, is that I've looked around, tried to find it, and I can only find it at one fish store once a year. And so I haven't seen other people use it. So I think there's also a uniqueness about it. It's really pretty. And it takes algae really quickly. Like I think I told you within 2 weeks it was starting to get covered, which I really like.
Annika, can I give you a tip?
Yeah, sure. I'm all
We're
for
we're
tips.
what, a few weeks off of nice weather now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in Sweden.
No. Whereabouts are you? You're in America, aren't you?
I live in Houston.
Well, as soon as your summer starts, all that sort of stuff, rock, equipment, things like that start going off really cheap.
That's what I've been told. Is
Yeah.
to wait. So at the end of April, we have a show here locally that a bunch of people are going to be at, and so I'm not going to buy equipment. anytime soon, even for my.
Because everybody, well, not to say everybody, you get the part timers that give up in the summer because they want to enjoy the sunshine.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
Well,
and they're the
in
people we love.
Houston, in Houston, it gets like 109 degrees Fahrenheit. It gets so freaking hot, and it's really, really humid here. So it's like breathing. It's like breathing steam when you go
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
And the sun is beating down on you. It's not fun. So everybody wants to be indoors with a Margaretha reef tank,
Mm.
but or like in a hotel lobby or something like that. Like it's Houston. It's funny because I think about, you know, over 100 years ago, people moved here before they had air conditioning, and I don't know how. Like, I don't know how anybody survived here before air conditioning.
Yeah, it's yeah. No thanks. I'd walk in, hey Annika, and just explode.
Yeah, but I can buy a house, like a house that would cost me, you know, $4 million in California. I can get here for like 600,000.
Oh no, it's the same here. Yeah, I'd scare you what size house I could get for that kind of money. That's Woody money where I live.
Yeah.
Woody money.
That's real.
You know
But
what
yeah, so whereas like if I were, you know, like I told you, like I sold my company. If I lived in California, I would have to keep working, or else I'd run out of money.
Right.
Here,
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I can like invest and I can live off interest, and it's like, okay, I can't live like Woody, but I can survive and not have to like bust my ass. Any jobs I take on are jobs because I really want to do them.
You know what's funny is that you guys talk about Woody like that, and all I can picture is some fat bloke sitting on a shitty rundown couch, and everybody thinks he's the most. You know what I mean? He'd eat mushy peas on his fries. Yeah, sorry.
With gravy, everything with gravy on it,
and curry sauce. Yeah.
and he'd have women feeding him grapes.
No,
mermaids
he's just poor.
feeding him grapes.
It's the equivalent of you find out he lives in Alabama and he drinks Pabst Blue Ribbon on the porch. You know what I mean? Like, but everybody thinks he's this rich guy, you know, drives Lamborghinis and blah blah blah. So, but no, it's
fun.
another tip I'll give you for your rock work is whatever tank you're doing this to rescape the 54, right? The one that you have right now, or you're going to do this for your new tank. I'm talking to Annika.
Mine's a 24.
Yours is only a 24. Okay,
24,
so whatever
the main display's only 18.
there you go. So what you would do is you would take the footprint and put it on cardboard so that when you're setting up your rock, and then make sure you take the height into account. I've seen more people screw up the height.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
You know what I mean? And then plan it out. There we go, then, Jeeves.
So I have another question.
Okay.
I want, because my tank's a little bit tall. I mean, it's not shallow. I really like the look of having, because I don't have a lot of footprint to work with. I like the idea of kind of stacking and having like a cavernous, you know, like having, so when you look at the front, there's little cubbies for corals, like corals that require more shade.
Yep.
To fit into, and then, you know, my higher corals and then my lower corals. So I'll have a section for everything. And then I'll have ledges that come out that get light. So at every different, so kind of the idea I have is so that I can, anytime I see a coral that's gorgeous, I know there's a lighting spot for it.
Yep.
Now, if I were to do that, if I reverse my flow, so instead of going down like this, because I've got the gyra, what if I have it go across the front?
You could do
front
that.
Of the tank.
Yeah. But if the way you're talking about it, I'd almost put it on the back of the tank.
Yeah, definitely.
So
the back.
it lifts from the back and pushes to the front. Yeah.
Okay, but would it blast into the rocks and like hurt whatever corals are over there?
You got to remember, everyone's worried about like, oh, it's bent over and it's hanging there, and it's like it will adapt. If it's too much, you'll know, right?
Okay,
you know
and
what I
then
mean? If you look at it and the torch is barely holding on, and it's like just tenuously, you know, it shouldn't go there. You know, if you want it to go there,
the torch should have a gentle sway, nothing more.
Okay, yeah.
So start off
like
at the lowest setting and increase it
that's
slowly.
What I do. Yeah, that's what I do. Is mine is still on 20%, and I've had it for 2 weeks, and I'm not going to increase it. So also, just so you know, my bubbles are happier now that I moved them. They're actually under the gyra now. I had them on the other side. It was just too much flow for them. I didn't think it was, because I put my hand down in there and I was like, okay, this isn't bad.
Right.
It was they wouldn't come out. So, but I have them next to each other, like one right in front of the other, so that they kind of complement one another.
I love how cruises come in here and everybody who wasn't bubbling is now starting to bubble.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
fun.
and
That's I'm not gonna bubble like crazy like you guys, because I'm gonna be doing the all natural. I'm gonna get to the kind of self-sustaining, and because I have the clam and the scallop, I'm not obsessed with the sparkling clean water. I'm okay with just letting there be, some stuff floating around in there, but I do want to clean all the crap off my rocks. Like that's
Yeah, you
and
want
I
it.
want to clean off my actual corals.
You
So-
don't want sparkling clean water. You want some food in there.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, is that I don't want to go over the top with bubbling. I might only bubble every 2 to 3 days at the most, because I want to kind of let things build up.
My water isn't crystal clear. There's a lot of food particles in there they can eat.
Oh, look at it.
Morning, everybody.
I'm guessing Blinky Fish's name is Lisa, or is Nick talking to Lisa Love? I can't figure it out. Anyway, sorry, I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chat. I got accused of ignoring the chat yesterday.
Really?
So,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Man, they're
Oh.
accusing you?
Well, I'm sitting there looking at it going, well, if you guys are going to sit there snipe and grouse around, well, why should I pay attention to it? So, it's the ones that are asking a legitimate question, though. It's true. I should, blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah.
that's all I've got to say about that. If you want to be an asshat, I'm going to get you eventually. Trust me.
You'll give you the stinky eye.
So,
Yeah,
So
I'm
I've
here,
been
Craig.
hit by
Sorry, that
Velvet.
was the radio.
What you doing, James?
yeah. What's up, buddy?
Dealing with these damn Canadian products again.
Now I know, eh?
Those Canadians,
All that inferior
eh,
crap.
Those flipping Canadians.
Yeah, they're always messing things up.
No, I'm back on that
Mm.
same ship I was on yesterday, and that's where it came from, is Canada.
What did we do to it? Did we overdo it or change it to metric?
Yeah, not enough. Metric units. Pain in the butt. Changing orders.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's ICC Chemical.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know who that is. Oh. Yeah. It's like my favorite thing, guys. We built some new frigates back in the late 80s for the Navy, and they made Irving share the contract with a company in Montreal, in Quebec. And when the ones in Quebec were finished being built, the welds were made the ship 12 feet longer. So the turbine shafts did not actually fit the ship. Huge boondoggle. It cost us a lot of money to order new engines for these 4 ships that they built. And they flexed more because of those welds. So when you're on these ships and they're in rough seas, I guess it's incredibly harrowing to listen to.
Oh.
Yeah, that's wild, right? That to this day, that's still one of the ones that's like, yep, don't do that again. Yeah. And I'm
Looks
still
like they
trying to
tried
figure.
aluminum.
Yeah,
They tried aluminum. They figured out anything over 200 feet, the boat will rip in half.
rip it in half. You got it. Yeah. So I'm not a shipbuilder, but I mean, I know. How did you do that? That's all I can think. How did you build that and make it 12 feet longer? You know what I mean? And not realize that you had made it 12 feet longer, and did it to 4 ships, not just 1, 4. Yeah.
Mind me.
Yeah. Experimental.
Oh, it's not even that. Just foolish, right? That cost a butt ton of money to fix. Yeah. So they did it. I mean, they fixed it, but the ones in St. John were just sitting there going, "See, we told you, right? Do it right or don't do it, right?" So it's what it is. Now we don't have a shipyard, so they build minesweepers are being built in Halifax and so on and so forth. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's
they
funny
don't
that you
care.
mentioned ships and problematic, Jeeves. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny part is they don't care, and it's not their money.
No, they don't. They
Mhm.
don't. They just do their job and don't care how it goes out. Yep, exactly. Hey,
And they're not going to be the ones who's sailing in it.
it's. What are you up to today? Sorry, guys. No, sorry. I'm talking to my cat. What do you want?
Throw him in the bucket. Throw him in the bucket.
No, I wouldn't do that to her. Oh my God, you'd lose a limb.
Or 2.
Oh, she's vicious. This one here, like my wife doesn't get it. She hates her guts, right? And I'll hear my wife go, "Hello," and she'll pet her, and she goes, and all of a sudden, "Stop that! Why are you trying to hurt me?" Right? And so, I have no idea, honey. I couldn't tell you why she does that. Right?
Taught her well.
Yeah. My cat. Yeah. No, everyone loves my my older male Jinx. He loves everybody. You pick him up, he may want down, but he isn't vicious about it. He just kind of like, can you put me down? Yeah, okay, come on, house ape, let go of me. No.
I will never come to your house.
Craig, you're good at Zoanthus, aren't you?
I'm good at what?
Zoanthus.
Zoanthus? Zoas? Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
Because I got this kind of green crap here. I don't know what.
What, coming out of them?
No,
Coming out the mouse?
Just look at my screen there. You can see them.
I'm working on it.
One second. Let me just load it up.
Those look like pallies, huh?
I don't know what it is.
That's a
Yeah,
pally.
those are pallies.
Yeah, they
Okay,
are.
that's
They're
pallies.
pallies, yeah.
That's a pally,
Yeah.
buddy. So what
Those
is
are
it?
those basic common greenish pallies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you touch them, do they slime up?
No,
No.
they just close up.
No, I mean if you really manhandle them, you'll.
I haven't tried actually.
I probably wouldn't. Or if you do, make sure you go wash your hands vigorously under hot water for a couple minutes, and make sure you don't have a cut on your hand when you're dealing with them.
Yeah.
Those are
That's what I
pallies.
thought.
They're just common greens.
I'm going to throw them out.
What color is it? You're not going to get them out of there. Good luck with
Yes,
that.
I'm gonna- I'll take an angle grinder and cut the rocks up and throw it out the rock.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll work.
Just
Or
keep the
take a
brain.
chisel to it.
Yeah.
So what's coming out of the mouth? What color?
It's actually just green all over and have a red rim around it.
Oh, you're just wondering what they were, not that there was something coming out. Do I have
No,
that right?
nothing
then?
coming out.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
you
they're sand pallies, mate.
they're just sand pallies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I hate pallies.
You-
I know. Like
you want
everyone
them
loves
ones
those.
out particularly.
Yeah, you know those blue greens that are in my 120. Same
Yeah.
thing. They're the same thing. They're the common version of that, right? Some of them are prettier, but you know, again, they're pallies, so you have to deal with them that way. I've got a little slosh of them that if somebody wants to buy them, I'll sell them to you for like $5. Like I'll put it on a plug. Here you go. Be careful.
Yeah.
You know, and I do give the warning. These are pallies. Do not screw around. Don't put them on your rock unless you are going to let that whole rock go.
Not saying
Right.
that they're poisonous. They could be, because I mean, you know,
They're
only
all
some of
different
them are.
toxicity. You got
Yeah.
it.
But they
the
ain't
pallies are
good
more-
for you.
Pallies are more likely to be toxic. From reading about it, it seems like, because I can't find it. I'll have to go on my computer and find it again. But there is one company that actually did a study, and it lists the toxicities of different subspecies of zoas and pallies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
And,
actually thinking now that it's and the common ones seem to be the bigger culprit.
The more common seem to be more toxic.
It's because of the amount that they can grow, how much they can regenerate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they but they grow. Pallies grow fast and take over. They're like a zinnia almost.
Yeah. Because they were growing on the rocks that got the brain on,
Yeah.
and I'm afraid of the brain, so that's why I'm gonna just take an angle grinder and just cut that piece off.
Yeah.
Now
Okay,
the ones I like, for people that want that to fill in, the Arctic ice zoas are a little bit bigger. They're a nice light blue color, and they grow pretty quick like a pally does.
Yep.
Yeah. I can just throw this one in the nano so you can get there.
Yeah. No, I tell people not to screw around with them.
No, that's why I don't. I thought it was something like that because it don't look like Zoanthus.
Run with a risk of caution.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Exactly. I hate those.
Always.
Run with the risk of it can fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Right? Don't mess around, right? You know what I mean? Always treat them with respect, right? That's the other thing. Like, we don't talk about that word in the tank. Treat it with respect, man. There are things in there that can really screw you up.
Oh my
Well,
God,
I've
yes.
done
Like
done
my
myself
peppermint
over
shrimp.
with them.
Your peppermint shrimp,
My
yes.
peppermint shrimp, they have switchblades.
No, they're
Can it
fine.
cut you up?
Yeah, yeah.
You got a gun.
One of
A
them turned
9mm.
blue.
There's a bad part of town in her tank.
Yeah. This was Houston. Of course, it's a bad part in the tank.
They behind the broken Monty.
So
Yeah,
that's
they
Baytown.
hide out
They're all
behind there.
gangsters. It's the Blue Crew.
That's Baytown, huh, Anna?
Yeah,
And
Oh,
immediately
God.
fucking thing up.
Baytown. What's
It's
funny?
war.
Oh my God. I've never actually been to Baytown only because people speak so bad about it. And I've been to so many other areas of Houston. I'm like, okay, if I've wandered through areas that I was afraid I was going to get shot, people are speaking ill of Baytown, I'm not going to go there.
No, it's rough. I've been there.
If you look at the crime map, like just look at the crime map in Houston, and you know where to avoid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I've been
I'll be
there.
back. I'm just gonna use my
go ahead,
angle
Tom.
grinder for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna go
I
cut
wanna
it
see
now.
This.
Yeah, you should film it.
Tony,
Yeah,
you can talk
yeah,
here in a
on
minute.
camera.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was just talking to the missus.
Yeah, that's fine. We all have lives, guys. This is the problem. It's like I said to everybody about live streaming is when nature calls, you have to accept the charges. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting in a live stream or not. Sorry.
That's
You
it.
know, that's the way it works, right? So I think my okay, he's got a call.
Chip Doc. What's up, bud?
No.
Oh, I couldn't hear him earlier. Yeah, go ahead.
What was you
I think
saying?
that's
The ship's been calling. You gotta keep radio contact, bro. I've been calling for you.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I got it, Troy. Yeah, I can't hear them. They talk so low sometimes. Yeah, we got to wear our earplugs out here. I can't hear them when I got those plugs in. All right, bud.
So Blinky
Chip
Fish,
Doc,
aka
Action, son.
there you go. So I've been down my current tank, restarted,
Yeah.
bored with your tank after 4 years. I can see that, I guess. You're going to redecorate new carpet while the tank is... Oh, there you go. So you're going to redo your whole room. That's cool, Blinky. You're going to document that, videos and stuff? Yeah. I can't change my house around. My wife's OCD, so if I try to change things, it all goes horribly wrong. I just have to do it when she's not
They're
home.
the boss.
Yeah.
They're the boss.
Well, that's the added to it. Not only is she OCD, but she's the boss, right?
She's the boss. That's it.
Yeah, but you have to admit that like we make things look better. We
No,
We're better than
you.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. It's just that we have no say in anything. Yeah, we're never going to win.
No.
We're never going to win.
Or you're going to
Um,
lose somewhere in that line. You may win this
I-
argument.
There's
but you'll
always
lose
somewhere.
somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I will at least let my husband think that he is helping pick out the furniture when
Exactly.
we buy things. And I will if he were to if he were to ever say, "Oh, absolutely hell no, I don't want that," then I wouldn't get something. But
Yeah, you'd know serious then, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't like bring something into the house that he thinks is that he doesn't want. And a lot of it at this stage is safety for our kids.
Yeah, if we
Like,
throw
lot
a
of-
big enough fit.
Yeah.
You listen. Yeah.
No, that's hideous. He doesn't even really have to throw a fit. But right now, like we have some really expensive pieces that are hidden away and it just stored in a corner of a storage area because our kids are so small that I have a lamp that is absolutely gorgeous, but it's
You know,
more
we do
expensive than a
this-
reef tank.
There's where I agree with safety. And everyone says, why do you agree with that, right? And it's like, I'll tell you why I agree with that. Because when I was 3 years old doing the hustle, okay, because that was the song at the time, or 3, I guess I was 3, yeah, living in Halifax. The coffee table my parents had sharp corners. And I split my head open 4 times in the time that we lived there because of that stupid table, right? Whether it was...
Craig,
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't feel
They
on-
didn't
don't
get rid
feel
of
on
it
your
after
own-
the first
don't feel on
time.
your own on this.
Don't what?
Don't feel on your own on this. Really don't. If I show you my scar,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
see it in the middle, in my forehead,
Oh, now we're showing scars.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Here we
Here we
go.
right in the middle.
We got to that stage.
Nor the unibrow. I haven't trimmed today.
So isn't
Yeah.
this third date? Aren't you supposed to start showing your scars on the third
Yeah.
date?
No, something like that. You know, people ask me
doesn't-
about that. And, my son split his hand open accidentally. He grabbed a broken pencil sharpener at school when he was a kid. And as he grabbed it, another kid was going to kick it, and he jammed the blade into his hand and
Yep.
cut his finger, right? So he got 3 stitches, and, he cried when he got the stitches. I wasn't there. And he looks at my wife and says, "Don't tell Craig." You know what I mean? Because,
I didn't notice.
he can see all the scars on my body, and he asks, do you cry? And I'm like, no, but I'm just used to it, right? And he goes, well, how many stitches have you had? I said, well, in my head alone from accidents and stuff I've had over 472 stitches, right? I've split my head open or cut my head or done something so many times. And it's because it was me and two other brothers just rough and tumble all the time. You know what I mean? So does anybody remember, and I doubt you guys remember it, but somebody might, those arts that are, I don't even know what to call it, pictures, but it was nails and then thread. Right,
Yes.
to make the pictures.
Yes.
People remember
Yes.
that? Well,
Yeah.
my mother had a few of these, and they were on plywood, right?
Yeah.
So my brother threw a pillow at me. I knocked it away. It went up, hit this picture, knocked it off the wall, and went straight down on my head. Right? So, of course, run away. My brothers ran away because I got hurt. And I go upstairs. I'm bleeding everywhere. My mother's like, oh, my, panic station's hit. They run me to the hospital, and that one alone was 52 stitches. Yeah. Because it came down right across. That was pretty wild. And that explains what happened to me.
God, I'm fortunate I haven't had a lot of stitches. I've had a lot of broken bones, but
Yeah. No, lucky, never really broke anything, really.
oh God, I broke my collarbones are all, one of them, my left one's all jacked up. It's still like thicker than the other, and I had a broken jaw and broken ribs. Like I've broken everything. I used to snowboard.
Oh, look, something catchy, 472. That's child's play. Yeah. Did you have your skull removed? Something catchy.
Been stabbed in the head.
No, thanks.
God.
No,
With
don't even want to hear
what?
that.
With like a knife?
What did you do?
With a pencil.
With a girl? Oh.
My younger brother stabbed me in the head with a pencil and broke the end of it off.
Oh God.
When I was, 6.
I don't mean to sound insincere, but that was a proper anticlimax.
That was.
I got stabbed in the head. Really?
It doesn't matter what you get stabbed
Wait, I
in the
was
head with.
6 and it was a
got stabbed
pencil.
in the head and then had it broke off, and they had to go in and remove the tip of the pencil.
Yeah, to get the lead out of your skull. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael,
No.
Yeah.
how many times have you had do you have any scars? Any crazy scars? You don't have to show us. I'm just asking because you strike me as the kind of guy who probably has like a really crazy story to tell about this.
I've got
Motorcycle
scars
guaranteed.
all over my hands. No, to be honest, I've got no scars from my bike.
Just glass from his baffles.
You've never like burned yourself
Yeah,
on
just
your
glass
bike?
from his baffles.
I've got that one there where I basically nearly ended my life making a sump where I slit my wrist. So I've got a wrist slit scar there, and I've got a hole in my side when I got shot when I was younger. So,
Oh my gosh, I'm so
When
sorry.
you get shot, how did that happen?
He was in Baytown.
You're a gangster, Mike. You're a gangster.
Gangster.
Yeah.
You're a criminal, Mike.
He was selling counterfeit monarchy stuff.
no,
Selling the weed.
it's an anticlimax story.
Yeah.
Like, geez.
It is.
You weren't like saving somebody during a robbery and you jumped. You leapt in front of the bullet and you saved.
This is Britain. You would never find that here.
You would just walk away.
No, when,
No, I
when
saw-
I
I
was
saw
younger,
the-
I just
I saw the posters they're putting up. They're telling people to like run, hide, and tell. Like,
Yeah, you don't help each other.
in Texas, they're like, they seriously, the dispatchers were telling us, "Do you have a gun?" During Hurricane Harvey, when people were like, "Oh my God, somebody's breaking into my house," the dispatcher's like, "We can't get to you. Do you have a gun?"
Yep. Yeah,
And in,
totally.
in Britain, they're like, "Run, hide, and tell."
Yeah, praise the Lord, pass the ammunition. Yeah.
In Texas, everybody has a gun, or 10, or 15.
I have to remember to pull my pistol out of my truck because some of these plants inspect vehicles.
Yeah.
And you can't have firearm in the plants.
Yeah.
See,
Is
we
it-
don't have
is it
that
mostly
over
for
here.
safety reasons? Like meaning like is it mostly so if a bullet were to hit like a tank of gas, or is it just like
No, it's security issue.
Security issues. I was
Federal
gonna say, it's
controlled
gotta be
security. Like where I'm at right now, they actually have a parking lot outside of the plant. So when you drive up, there's a guard shack, and outside of the gates is a parking lot that's contractor parking. So all of the scaffold builders and welders, and that's where they park. They can't bring their vehicles in the plant. So they don't search them. But if you enter the plant, they'll search your vehicle. They have a little randomizer thing. So sometimes it'll do back to back. You press a button and it shows green or red. If it shows red, you get searched. Some plants, their contractor parking is inside the gate. And so they search vehicles randomly for everybody. But they've had shootings. I mean, contractors aren't the I'm not going to say that they're trash, but they're not the most reputable
they're trash?
crowd. Yeah, they're pretty rough crowd.
I'm just kidding.
the
I don't
only-
know
no,
anything about them.
The
I
only
just-
thing that's worse is that I know of are offshore roughnecks.
Oh, shoremen, longshoremen. I told you I lived in San Pedro. Somebody mentioned
yeah,
when
yeah. So
when
think
Cruz
longshore.
was in here. Oh, longshoremen are I lived in
Think
San Pedro.
longshoremen. Yes, they're welders and fitters, and they're very rough blue collar crowd.
Yeah,
And,
they're thugs who make at least $80,000 to $100,000 a year to
That's
be
that's
thugs.
exactly what they are. And well, no,
Because they're all union.
These guys are just rough. I guess bikers. They're a lot of them are bikers, but that's the
but not like British
mentality.
bikers that ride Triumph.
No,
No,
no.
you just
Yeah,
went
it's
there.
bikers.
No.
They're more like
Think of it if
they're
you
more
walk
like
into a biker
No.
bar. That's kind of what it's like
Yeah.
walking into a group of
Okay.
contractors.
yeah, so they're like gangsters or
Yeah,
gangsters. I should.
and so they've had shootings at some of these plants in the parking lots, and so most of them, they're banned on all property. But like this place, I guarantee you half the vehicles in that parking lot have firearms in them because it's outside the gate. They don't search them.
Yeah, it was a big deal when I think it was it was the whole state of Texas got open carry. I don't think people realized more than 40 states. I think it's like 44 states in America have open carry. So people thought that we're like the first state. They don't realize we're actually one of the last states to get it.
No, Texas is actually more restrictive than Louisiana.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I've only been to Louisiana short term to like go to.
Yeah.
conference or
Louisiana has
something.
had open carry a long time.
Yeah, I do know that you guys that you guys had it longer than we have had
Yeah.
it. But out here, a lot of our things are like, if you have a bar restaurant, like a place that serves alcohol and food, if they serve, I think it's 51% alcohol, and I don't know how the metrics that go into this, if it's by volume or by money.
It's by sales.
Okay,
Yeah,
by
if,
sales.
If it's more than
51%, you can't have
sales,
it
it's
done.
classified as a bar, not a restaurant.
Yes.
And you
Okay,
cannot
yeah.
have a firearm on the premises.
Yeah.
What some places do is they had a bar by my mom's house. You had $1.50 hot dogs all the time. They sold thousands of hot dogs a week.
Oh wow! So they were classified as a restaurant, not a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Yeah. And then we have just like straight up places that just put up signs that say no guns allowed. Like the Houston Zoo. It's kind of weird. You go to the zoo and the last thing on your mind is firearms, and you see this huge sign that's like you're not allowed to have guns here. We're like, dude, we're going to the zoo. We weren't like planning to bring our guns.
Well, you say that, but like, so in New Orleans, I have a buddy that he went to New Orleans a while back with his family, and he conceal carries. You carry it all the time because it's like carrying your driver's license,
Like your wallet?
Yeah, if you need it and don't have it, what good is it to even have it? And so he carries all the time. And they went to the aquarium in New Orleans, and he had to walk, like 4 blocks back to the truck to go put his firearm up.
So you say all that about guns and that, or you can carry guns. We can't even walk out the door with a screwdriver in our hand.
No, they will fuck you
Not
up.
being questioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I carry a pocket knife at all times, and there's laws on that now. I mean, it has to be smaller than a certain size, and
Yeah, we've got an inch and it can't be locking.
Yeah.
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 Ours is like 3 3/4,
Yeah.
4. But I mean, I don't think about it because I carry one all the time. But it's a tool. I mean, open something, even as simple as cut a string off of your shirt. I mean, I always have one.
Yeah,
And I
I
can't
do.
tell you how many times I haven't, and I've thought, oh man, I wish I had my knife on me.
So sorry. In the past, I've done a lot of like Comic-Con type stuff and like Ren Fair. And when you go to Ren Fair or anything that's like that, a lot of people will have swords or knives. Well, I have a dagger, and it's a very beautiful dagger, and I'll show it to you later.
Cool.
But it's over the limit, so you have to. They call it piece carry, where they take like zip ties, so you can carry your sword or you can carry your dagger or your knife or whatever. but they have to loop it and put a tag on it saying that it's like essentially saying that this is an adornment, not a weapon.
Yeah. Did y'all see Brightwell's new video they posted this morning? That new product they released or releasing?
Yeah, they posted it last night.
Was it last night?
Yeah, last night.
I haven't seen it.
It's it's supposed to be like an all system-wide healer for like corals and stuff for STN, RTN, brown jelly, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how it's going to work. I mean, I'm sure they've done extensive testing on it. I would hope they did.
Guys, I've got to get off. I'll speak to you later on, yeah?
Yep. See you.
Later, bud.
Hold on, mate.
Yeah. Brightwell Frag Recoverer.
That's it.
Coral Dip. Yeah.
But it's not a dip, though. It's you add it to your tank.
Yeah. Brightwell Aquatics Frag Recovery and all natural coral dip. Yeah, a friend of mine is actually stocking it at the moment. He's actually got all that stuff in.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how it works.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I want to be the guinea pig.
Yeah.
What are you all talking about?
That new Brightwell coral recovery stuff.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, can you link? I don't know if I follow them. I recognize the name though.
I'll drop it in here. I'll let Craig link it. YouTube.
There you go. I've just done it in there. That's the YouTube
You got
channel.
It. Okay.
Yeah.
For their whole channel, or did you link the video?
That particular video, I think it is.
Oh, it's the whole channel.
It's the whole channel? Was it?
Yeah, I got up the whole channel. It's only 3 videos, or 5 videos, so
Yeah.
that's hard.
So real quickly, I see like a 2-minute video on it.
Yeah,
it says it gets rid of brown jelly.
It's
wait.
supposed to help treat brown jelly. There's like
Okay.
5 or 6 different RTN, STN, brown jelly, white something, and there was something else.
They only have 106 subs. Well, 107 now. Is that the correct? Is that the correct channel, or is this a alt channel?
Yeah, I mean that should be it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the official Brightwell channel.
Yeah. Many people just watch; they don't subscribe.
Right, they watch them. They don't subscribe because they don't post much unless they have a new product or something like that.
I'm subbed to over 500 channels on YouTube, at least. Probably
You're nuts.
that was before I got into the reef keeping.
Oh my god! Talk about serious.
Yeah, I
think
know,
have
'cause
70 channels I watch.
I'm in a lot of different communities, though. Like I kind of.
Oh, see, I just have separate YouTubes.
Yeah, I can only deal with one YouTube channel. I have one for me and one for my company, and that's it.
I've got one for this. I've got one that I've had for a long time that has a lot of truck videos and stuff like that saved. And I didn't want all that, in my saved videos and favorites. And so I started this one for Reef. And then I have one that had all my school stuff on it, because we had to post videos for school for projects. And that one I pulled down, though, or I hid it from view.
Yeah.
I just saw Aaron. I don't know how old the video is. Aaron did a video called "I Hate Tangs." I want to see
That's
that.
a good one. You hate a tank, then it's bought a new tank a short bit after.
Still ate them though. Still ate them.
Yeah, you do that. I actually do.
But can you give me a quick explanation as to why you hate tangs?
Tanks are balanced.
Because there you go. Quick, that you can't get any quicker than that.
Come on, come on.
They
No,
are.
seriously, because they're balanced. Because
It's
they're
true.
just aggressive, horrible fish. They just caught. They look beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But they're just more hassle than they're worth, in my opinion, because they attract white spot like flipping a magnet attracts some flipping metal. They just don't get along with anything, whether it's another tang, whether it's other fish. They just don't get along with anything. They've got a flipping knife, so they shank everyone.
British style.
They're just dicks.
My brother's yellow ripped his new powder blue open.
Yeah, they're just complete knobheads. That's the best way I could say it. Even the Achilles tang, you know, I love Achilles tang. I love the look of him, and you know, he adds a look to the tank, but he's a dick, and he's basically restricting what I can do to the tank because he won't allow anything in. So,
Is a foxface considered a tang because they look like
No,
a tang?
it's a rabbit.
Okay,
It's a
I
rabbit.
know. Okay, I know very little about
It's a
fish.
fox face rabbit fish.
Okay, I've been focusing mostly on learning about corals. So
Ooh.
stay on that path, sackfish.
yeah, I'm not a. I'm gonna get a some kind of blenny, something blenny. I don't know. Nick's telling me what to buy. So
You have one you've picked out already, or you're just looking at one?
no, I'm going to get one at a later date when I can find one small enough. I might wait till I fix my scape or upgrade to a bigger tank.
Well, I mean, I know. Do you know which blenny you want yet, or you're just?
Yeah, it's yes. I can't remember the name. Nick will post it. Hold on.
Craig, I'm going to have to fire up a quick live stream in a minute because I need to test out a few things. So, you know, you guys can stay here, do what you want. It's just more of a test thing. You can come over if you want, but I need to fire one up because I just need to test out a few things before I go live properly in a bit.
Yeah. Craig is on the phone, so he won't answer you.
Oh, fuck him then, mate. I'm doing a live stream.
Just give him the finger.
Nick said he had to go on a fire call. Was it a lawnmower blenny?
She's thinking. Don't disturb her.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm reading through all of our old messages. Shit, dude. I didn't realize how much we had chatted back and forth. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, I'll find it. I think it started with
algae.
It's one that hides in the rock work.
They all do. All go
Eat
They all do
stuff,
that.
eat stuff around the rock work.
Okay.
So that's 1 million gobies.
Lawnmower
Yeah.
blenny, starry blenny, ember blenny,
Orange spotted blenny.
yeah, tail spot blenny. It depends on what size
hot-
and what
I think
color
it started with
pattern.
an M.
Midas Blenny.
Midas
Midas
Blenny.
Blenny,
That's
yeah.
it. That's it. It's Midas.
Gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it'll be pretty in my tank, he said. So
Pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the gold yellow ones.
yeah.
I like the orange spotted one.
Yeah.
He's got a good personality.
I really like the ember and the starries, but my LFS didn't have any, and he cut me a good deal on a lawnmower blenny.
Yeah.
So I just got a lawnmower blenny.
The funny part, because I got this orange spotted one, and my LFS told me, those that don't eat any kind of crap from the rocks, they don't eat it. Just eat food and don't eat any kind of algae. I put it in a tank. It took about 5 minutes. It was eating off the rock like a crazy man.
Mm.
So I went back and told him, you don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I'm also going to eventually get, like, once I have a bigger tank. Right now, I really don't want to put a lot of fish in my tank. But at some point, I'm going to get, like, a file fish and a fox face. So
Yeah. Filefish good.
What size is your tank?
it's a 24, but the display is only 18. And again, I'm into reefing for the corals. So unless a fish is going to benefit my corals and my tank, I've got 2 ocellaris and a pink skunk that I like, and those are my pretty fish. I really want to stick to like things that are gonna keep my tank self-sustaining.
Okay. Fox
It's not
face is
Michael.
going to outgrow that tank.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm not putting any.
Okay.
I'm not putting more fish in this tank. No.
Okay.
I'm saying
You're
when I
talking
get a
about for
bigger
another
tank.
tank. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've got
okay. I
a
got
list.
you
I've
now.
got the Midas blenny, the fox face, and the filefish when I get the bigger tank. I
Well,
have
see,
seen
you
a
could
lot of
get the-
small filefish.
Yeah. The filefish
Yeah.
start small. They get even fully grown. They're not that big though.
Yeah,
It's just
I
you have
was
enough
actually.
aptasia to feed them, I guess.
I
About
don't.
6 or
I don't
7
have
inches, I think they
aptasia.
get.
But somebody said they might also eat algae, but I'm not going to get him hoping that he eats
Filefish
algae.
are very picky on what they eat. Really.
That's
picky.
what I've read. Yeah,
They eat
I've
polyps.
And check with your LFS if it's on if they feed it clams, because then you're screwed.
oh okay, yeah. No, I mean I'll get
Because all
get
five
a
filefish
good-
eat clams.
Yeah, I've learned because I've had to return a couple of corals and trade them in. I've learned that I always ask, what does this eat? What's the lighting? What's the flow? I look at where it is in the tank. If I get a frag, I make sure it's already encrusting on the plug. Like, no, I've been very fortunate that I slowed down on the bye. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's pretty. Let me take that home with me, and then find out that I starved it to death because I
That's
thought it
me.
ate.
Ooh,
Something.
hit what
So you
Which
could
is
get
why I'm not-
a little tail spot blenny or a barnacle blenny for that tank even, because the tail spot only
tails-
gets like 2.5 to 3 inches. It's a mini
Okay.
algae blenny is what it is.
Okay.
And then the
Tail
barnacle
spot.
blenny is this, tail spot blenny. And they've got a pretty cool little color to them. Is the bicolor a smaller blenny?
Oh, I don't like the bicolor. I've seen
Okay.
way too many of them. I have too many friends and people that I've talked to, and like even at my LFS, he had to start sectioning some of them off because they can get really aggressive and I've heard that from multiple people.
See that little tail
I
spot
think
I had
I
him
think it's
until
the
he got-
bicolored blenny.
It might be. I know the tail spot I
It's
had
like
him
purple
he
and
was
yellow.
fine. Yeah, they're like dark purple and yellow.
They're
tail.
beautiful fish, but I've had too many people that have said they're assholes.
Okay. I had the tail spot. He was fine until he got sucked into overflow. And died. But the barnacle blenny is only like 1.5 inches fully grown. Because they live inside of little barnacles and stuff. So they're little bitty.
Oh, I have lots of holes in my rock. He'll
But
have
he'll actually get in that hole. I had one
And
little
clean
piece
it
of
out.
rock about the size of a baseball that had like 2 little bitty holes going through it that you wouldn't think anything but maybe a bristle worm could get in. And that's what he would do. He'd swim in one side and he'd stick his head out the other. And then he'd come out and go eat off the rock. That little tail spot would. And the barnacle blennies are even smaller, so.
Yeah, I had to put a little so my overflow vents were big enough. I had my peppermint shrimp. One of my peppermint shrimp discovered he could go back there. And once he discovered that, I put him back in the display, he'd immediately swim to it. So I had to get one of the little vent covers so that just water. And then so I have the little vent cover things that prevent. Also, my serpent star is pretty good size. He's also thicker than the vent hole. He managed to squeeze and get back there. So I've got the vent covers. So even if I get a really small fish, my vent covers can catch the balls on caulerpa, the little grapes or whatever they call it, the tiny ones. So it can catch those. So sometimes I have to pull it off and net whatever it caught.
Yeah, I
'cause it's
just wouldn't
just
risk it
suction.
personally. Chaeto works just as good.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be getting rid of the caulerpa.
Yeah.
As I'm getting rid of it, I'm going to be adding as
Yep.
my because I have Chaeto and caulerpa. As my Chaeto grows, I'm gonna keep pruning out more and more caulerpa, and I'm gonna go in there with a razor blade and scrape out the caulerpa that's grown to the side. And at some point, and I keep finding bits of caulerpa. You
Yeah.
saw my
I saw
gyro mesh.
Yep.
Like 2/3 of that's caulerpa shit. So
Yep. Exactly.
so I'm gonna get rid of the caulerpa completely. It worked while I had it. It was in the tank for over a year. It's it's done well, but I think Chaeto is gonna do much better.
Just on this, it's just for safety because if caulerpa goes sexual, you saw what happened to
Exactly.
Mike. We all just saw
That's-
it, right? So
That's what made me prune my caulerpa in the first place. Like, I didn't realize. So when I got it, it was pretty thin.
Yep.
And it didn't occur to me that I had to keep thinning it.
I am super
and
stoked.
when that did with Michael, I pulled it out and it did what his did, which is like it was like too
Clump.
thick.
Big clump.
I started ripping it apart and like putting in just some fresh new growth back in there and threw away all the rest.
Yeah.
So you just said you were excited about what?
Oh yeah. My car company, my loan company for my finance. I don't know. The bank. That's the only way to put it. I get to keep my car. So,
Yay. So
well,
was there?
I got fooled. I did not have the unemployment insurance for my loan. I had asked for it. It was not there. So when I went unemployed, of course, my payments keep coming, right? And you have to wait a certain amount of time to get unemployment. So anyway, they did it, all taken care of. I'm like, okay. And it's like, man, still doesn't get my computer back though. So I'm getting there. We'll get there. Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh,
right?
so you weren't sure if it ended up on the policy or something
No,
like that?
I thought it was on the loan policy that I had unemployment insurance on it.
Yeah.
So I don't have to make the payments while I'm unemployed for that
Exactly.
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
No,
It just-
I had the top up. So if I have an accident and say the insurance company only covers 80% of the cost or 50% of the cost of the car, the rest of it is taken care of. It's forgiven.
Yeah.
Right. So that's great. But the other part wasn't there that I wanted, which is if I lose my job, and I live in an area where losing your job is very, very prevalent. Yeah. So yeehaw. But you know what? I'll get around it. That's not hard. My payments aren't that crippling anyway. So, but they were crippling when you don't have the money to pay them. Right. So,
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
And debt piles up because while you're accruing debt, you're also accruing interest on that debt.
you got it. So they were pretty good about it. I talked to them and they're like, nope, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I said, okay. And it's like, can you do it on this date? Yep, I can, blah, 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 all the good stuff. So, you know, some good news out of my month anyway.
Well,
you
that's nice to hear.
You know what? In all honesty, that's the whole thing. Like there's stuff I want to do on my tanks, obviously. I'm more interested in doing my videos. So for me, not having my good rig for my computer is bugging the crap out of me, but at least I saved that yesterday. I don't know if you guys heard that one either. They put my computer out for sale. Somebody had called in and said that I was gonna not pay on it and just to put it out. And somebody who works there said that's Craig's computer and I know what's in it, and called me up and I came down and there's a story behind that. But anyway, I fixed that too. So yay, right? Thank God, right? Because somebody almost walked away with a $1,200 computer for $300.
God, didn't you like get injured? Wasn't there something?
I am off due to stress. Is
Okay.
what it is, right? My doctor put me off what I've been doing for a long time.
Yeah,
Because
with
my
your
blood
other health
pressure.
stuff.
Yeah, so my blood pressure was regularly over 160 over 90 regularly. Whereas before I was like 124 over 74.
Yeah.
So that was livable. This is not, right? So, you know, headaches, constant nausea, blah, 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 blah. You know, just the regular things of being a 46-year-old who's had a heart attack and a bowel obstruction and is diabetic.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know,
Was
right?
it-
They don't want me to
Was
get
it you? Was it you who, like, I don't know, within the last couple of weeks said something about how, like, being in the YouTube, like being in the live streams is actually kind of therapeutic. Like, it's kind of nice because it's like not a distraction in a bad way, but it's like you get to chat with people, so you're not just a shut in.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It
Okay.
kind of let me start to vent without overly ranting, because I'm good at a rant. We all know I'm good at a rant.
But your rants are funny.
Yeah,
They're
my rant-
entertaining and they're not harmful.
No, exactly. So to me, that's therapeutic for me, right? You know, cathartic, I guess would be the word. So, and it just helps me out. And I love listening to other people, and I like helping people who want to be helped, not do it for me, right? So when I get the do it for me, so we know who they are. I still handle them with kid gloves as well. There's a limit. There's got to be a limit. And it's like, well, how do you say it to this person that, you know, and then I'm thinking, you know, I'm just going to lead with honesty. That's the best way to be with anybody anyway, even if they don't want to hear it. If you say to them, you know, the problem here is that whatever it is, you know what I mean? Then tell them that, right? Even if they don't want to hear it, you know what? They heard it. It's there. Hopefully, maybe it'll kick in on its own for them. Doesn't always, but sometimes it does, right? But I got to say 99% of the people that come through here who want help or have a question or want to offer help, it's all pretty sincere for the most part. So that helps. You know, it's what it is. But anyway, look at that. Stopped up the broom. Awesome. The CJ phone, but 3 times the price. Yeah, you got it. That Blinky, aka Lisa, that is exactly the problem most people have. Jables are great because their price point is perfect. If I could have an M1 Vectra, would I? Sure. I absolutely would.
We all would.
We all would. Right?
Mm.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right? Same with what's the Core from Neptune?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, that Reef Octopus one, which they say is so reasonably priced. No, it isn't.
Yep.
Not at
Yep.
all.
It's reasonably priced if you can afford it.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that Reef Octopus one is basically a glorified Jabo. Because that's who's building the pumps for Reef Octopus now in the first place. Bubble Blaster, that's a Jabo. That's a little frustrating, but that's the way it works. Welcome to conglomerates.
That's it.
No? So Mike off to do something, or did he just drop out again? Or
He's gone to do a live stream to test out before his one.
Oh, he's gone to test out what he's doing there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all he's going to do is tell me, and so we're all over there. That's the way that's
Yep.
going to go.
Yep.
I want that media.
Yeah, that MaxPack media does look pretty good.
I think, you know, that's funny. Look what gets me excited about a reef tank. I want to try that media. You know,
Yeah.
like that's what I want, right?
It was developed from the like filtration side, water
Yep.
filtration and everything. So
Well, we all know.
So it does look
if-
pretty good.
You know, we all know if we could, I'd love to use a fluidized sand bed. I really would.
Yeah.
Because I know it would catch a lot of stuff. But man, how would you change that and not have it be
Yeah.
a bloody mess? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't know if you guys have pools or know someone who does, but if you've ever seen that sand filter,
Yeah.
that's a royal pain in the butt to clean.
Yeah.
It really is, right? Like you're just better off to chuck it and redo it, right? And it's not
Yeah.
that expensive.
Yeah.
You know, my opinion on it anyway.
Yeah.
You got children, Trappa, Raven. I mean, I think keep thinking Trapper because you got a picture.
No, that's my grandchild.
Oh, even better. You get to mess with them, spoil with them, and hand them back.
Yeah, I've got my daughter down staying with me for a week, and that's
even
my
better.
grandchild.
And you're
Playing
hanging
with the
out
dog.
here. Ah, I see.
Yeah.
How old's your
So-
daughter? If you don't mind me asking.
My oldest one is 28. My second one is 26.
That's not too bad. It's a good age.
Yep. So
They're not complete retards now, right?
Nope.
You know, no. They got some.
No.
Well, you would hope, man. I'm 46. My mother still thinks I'm out there.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that much older than you. So
I think my mother's funny, and you know, it's it's heartbreaking for me with my mom because my
yeah.
mother gave birth to me when she was technically 15, but 8 days later she turned 16.
Yeah.
Very young family. They got married. Actually, you want really funny guys? I have pictures from when they got married and had my brother Corey. So he's an infant. You know, he's maybe 3-4 months old, and there's me, who's 2.5, 3 years old, and them. And when you look at it, I can see the tension in the picture already. You know, and somebody said, "What do you mean?" I said, "No, I can see it, right? And I can
Yeah.
see it in my mom. It's not my
Yeah.
dad. My dad's just too easygoing a guy. He really is. I'm sure he was just as much of a culprit and all that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
You mean-
But
You mean like tension like between the two of them or just life in general?
no, you can just see the tension on my mother's face. That oh yeah, I'm happy. I think you know, like yeah. Go ahead.
Not to go into like my whole family history, but
Mhm.
mine is a little similar. My parents weren't quite that young.
Yep.
But my dad would, as we got older and my dad like started making money because we moved to Sweden so he could go to medical school.
Right.
We didn't know like how impoverished we were when we were younger until my dad started showing us pictures
Yep.
of, you know, and my parents had 3 kids in a year. And they were 20. So it was really stressful on my mom. And it was kind of similar to what you were saying. Like, you look at old photos and you're like, I don't know how you guys survived. Now, my parents were really good with each other. Like, they were really strong, and, you know, their marriage stayed intact. But yeah, you could just the stress of having all these little kids and being poor. And I'm like, you know, we complain nowadays about things all the time. It's anytime I start to complain about stuff, I just think it's so easy to just look at somebody else's life and be like, yeah, I don't have problems. That's why the epilepsy, I can be so easygoing about it. I'm like, I've been in a neurological doctor's, I've been in their waiting room enough times to see people with like severe neurological disorders.
Yep, exactly.
I'm like, you know what? I have it easy. They've identified what's wrong with me. I might get a surgery. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a good place, right? Some people, you know, as much I never felt pity for myself over the heart attack. You know, that it changed my life, sure, but it was never, you know, oh, woe is me, and it wasn't a. You want to ask about it? I'll say I had a heart attack. I don't go into details unless people want to hear it, because the simple fact is that I see too many people going, oh yeah, so I had whatever, and then there's this long diatribe of what they're telling you about, and you're sitting there going, yeah, you're making me feel incredibly awkward here. You know, I don't know how to respond to what is it you want to hear from me? How bad it was? Oh, that's awful. You know, like, and that's not being facetious to them or mean. It's just, you have to understand that, you know, if that's the most important highlight is the worst thing that happened to you, is there anything good that happened to you, Dave? You're definitely focusing on the wrong thing, especially with the problem that you have, you know.
Oh, I agree.
You know, but that's
conversations in the past, but yeah, sticking with the positive stuff is better for everyone. It's also what attracts people. I mean, yeah, once in a while people can hear, you know, sad stories and such, but they don't want that. They don't want every day, all day to just be like depressing and bringing them down. They want happy.
Well, you would hope. I mean, you would assume, but I know people that can't live on anything but confrontation and conflict. I know tons of them. You know what I mean? Is like most people, I don't even remember where I heard it, but it was one of the most intelligent things I'd ever heard on the psychology side when I was doing a bit with it. Happiness is like a ball, and you're always chasing it. And the problem is most people, when they catch up to it and get the ball, drop it and kick it away from themselves again. Because for them, it's all about the chase. It has nothing to do with actually getting there.
A great example, look at Conor McGregor and what he's going through just this week.
Yeah, what's wrong with that guy? Come on.
Oh my God. Have you guys seen what's happening with Conor McGregor? Dude made over $100 million before he turned 30, and now he might lose it all because he threw a dolly through a bus window
and hit a guy.
Jacked up one guy's face, who's a fighter, who was on the bus because he's going to fight, and another guy got injured, and they have to cancel his fight. UFC is enraged with him. He's probably going to lose everything he has and then some, because the cash cow that he would make all of his money with, the UFC, wants nothing to do with him. He doesn't. Where else is he going to go? There's not an alternative.
Yeah, you can't fight Floyd Mayweather every other month. You know.
Yeah, and I mean Mayweather, as cocky as he is, and as, you know, people, he's got the braggadocious thing. He's a lovable guy, and he's smart. He sits there. He'll be on his private jet with his stacks and stacks of cash sitting in front of him, you know, and all of his stuff. But he's not going to go out and throw a dolly through a bus window. And I think Conor just snapped, and it's really sad to see that. Yeah.
Well, he's rich enough; it should be called eccentric, not crazy. So.
Well, yeah, you're right, but he might not be rich for very long. I mean, they're going to sue the ever-loving shit out of that guy. He might stay out of jail, but he will very likely lose everything.
He's going to take a hit in the pocket for that. That's for sure.
And he'll probably be begging for a book deal.
Yeah. All right. So, is Mike streaming? Give me a sec here, guys.
Yes, he is.
So he's up and running on the other side now?
Yeah, he's testing something.
He's testing something. All right, let's see. Because
yeah, he's doing a live stream and testing out some new stuff as well.
Yeah, so there we go. So I'm going to shut me down because
I was going to ask if we can all go raid his live stream.
Yeah, you tell him that I'm going over. Cool. You know, we'll see how it goes. So let's cut her down.
Okay, cool.
Let me get a few things done, and I'll see you guys there. Later, folks. Thanks for dropping down mine, Blinky, and Raven, Melanie, all you guys. Mike's up and running, so check out Aaron's Aquarium stream and his Brew Time morning coffee chat thing. I'm gonna kill that guy.